Hello, everybody. Today I'm going to be doing episode 5 of going through the Beatles solo albums. Today's review Dark Horse. Yes, his fifth studio album by George Harrison. And we are almost halfway through George Harrison's discography. This is the fifth album, I believe, that is on the Apple label. And yeah, this album it's interesting because George Harrison was going through voice problems. A lot of things going on around this time. His wife was leaving him. Was going. She was with Eric Clapton, and just a lot of stuff going on in his life around between this album and living in the material world. And you could sort of hear it through the songs. And yeah, but let's get the review started though. First song, Harris on Tour Express. And this is a instrumental track, and very I think this is like his first this is his first instrumental track since the Electronic Sound album. And really good instrumental really good way to start off the album. I hear it's not one of his better tracks, but I think it's quite good though. So I just think it's really good, nice instrumental way to start the album. First song track on the album, or second track on the album, Simply Simply Shady. His first his first vocal on an album, and you can right away hear the difference in his voice from the last album, Living in the Material World. And it sounds like, I don't know, it's very weird, but I quite like it. I quite like the weird vocals on this whole album, really. And it sort of suits the dark nature of this album, and I quite like it. It's pretty good. I think it's a really great track. Next track, So Sad. Pretty good track. I think it's quite nice of a track, and I'm assuming this song's probably about his wife leaving him. Like, I think that's what a lot of this album's about, and yeah, that's what I get from the song though, is about that. Uh, Speaking of that, next song is a cover song, "Bye Bye Love," and he adds his own words to it, and his voice is really weird on this track. It's very high pitched, and I think it's a little weird. Uh, Definitely my dishonorable song from this album. It's decent, but it's not the best. My Love, or just Maya Love. It's a pretty decent way to end off side one, but yeah, it's good. But side two though, that's when the album gets really good. Ding Dong, Ding Dong. A lot of people tend to hate on this song, and one YouTuber is like, "Oh, the raspy vocals really don't match the nature of the song," and I could see that. And I think it just makes it fun. It's kind of goofy like goofy with his vocals the way it is, singing "Ding Dong, Ding Dong," and yeah, I really like this song. Then it's followed up by the title track "Dark Horse," which it's very popular song off the most popular song off this album, named after of course, the title track. And the vocals really match this song. Like, his vocals, like, I don't think his normal vocals would have really worked on this song, but his sort of raspy vocals really, like, kind of suit the nature of the song. I think this song's about him, like, being the dark horse, like, just kind of just being the dark horse. And this album really is just dark horse of his albums. This and the next album I will be talking about, which is Extra Texture, and it's quite good. Followed up by Far East Man, which really Very great song. I heard Ronnie Wood did a version of this, but I think the song's a masterpiece. I quite like it. Not a whole lot to say about this album, but then last song is it's he J Sri Krishna. I don't know if I said that right. Um, Very fun song. Kind of, kind of, uh, you know, just an interesting track. This is my second George Harrison album, believe it or not. I bought All Things Must Pass, and then I heard the song Dark Horse, and I'm like, buy the album. And it's pretty good. It's a pretty good album. It's not as good as Living in the Material World, or not even close to being as good as Living as All Things Must Pass, but I think it's a pretty darn great release, and I don't get why too many people hate on this album. Never did, never will. My five favorite tracks off this album will be. Trying to think. Number five, I will say it is he J Sri Krishna. Uh, Simply Shady, number four. Number three, I'd say Ding Dong Ding Dong. Number two, Dark Horse, the title track, and my favorite song on the album is Far East Man. And like I said before, the dishonorable track will be Bye Bye Love. That song is a throwaway track to me. It's not bad. It's it's decent. Like like when I listen to this album, I never think about skipping it at all. I never skip it at all. Um, I could definitely see why a lot of people don't like this album. But I think it's a really good album by him. My score would probably be like a 8.75 out of 10. I feel good with that rating. And yeah, next album review will be on George Harrison's Extra Texture album. And I'm very looking forward to reviewing that album because a lot of people tend to hate on that album more than there's some people who hate it more than this album, and see how I feel about that. And till then.